Welcome back to the Crafty Corner Scraps. On this channel, we share DIY and budget-friendly tips and tricks using our scraps or whatever we have around the house. I'm Jen from DMA Made Design, and today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make a shaker card. So let's get right into it. These are the supplies that I use for making a shaker card. A basic pattern paper, a die sentiment, the acetate, and a cutout frames that I use my silhouette to cameo to get these perfectly frames cut individually. So I use about 6 to 8 of these rectangular cutouts. If you go any more than 8, it'll get a little bit too bulky for the card. If you go a little bit less than 6, then it gets a little hard for the elements inside the shaker card to move around. So 6 to 8 is a good comfort zone, but you can go ahead and test how much you want to do for yourself. But that's what I use as my number of thumb. I save about 2 of the frames before assembling the rest of the cards together, or these frames together, of the window. And here I'm just about to glue on the acetate part. It's a very thin material. Sometimes it can be hard to use or work with, but here I'm just making sure that I can get it on evenly. You want to make sure that there's no gaps in between, so it's cut perfectly. And I'm just getting it all lined up with the cardstock. It's okay if it looks a little messy, honestly, because you're going to be using those extra frames as you see on the mat right on top. So once I get that all placed nicely, I'm just going to do another layer of glue and then add a black frame on top of it. Now, I only saved 2 aside just to see how the frame on top kind of looks if I wanted to add one more or back of the window shaker. So just cleaning up all the glue, and then we'll get right into assembling the card. So once I place this guy aside, just so it can dry, I like using the Barely Art Precision glue. It's a nice glue because once it dries, it clears. So it's just a perfect glue. Now I'm just gonna assemble the card. Again, I'm gonna use this sentiment, happy birthday to you. You can use whatever you want on top. Thank you, congratulations. Anything that you're making a shaker card, you can put whatever on top of it. Here are nice extra cardstock that are in the middle of those frames. I cut a billion of these, and so I save them. I have a whole stack because they're great to use when you're cutting, again, sentiments, or you can also use them as stamping elements or images or anything. So don't throw those away. That's why we keep them. Anyways, I'm using a nice poker stick here just to kind of poke the cardstock off of the sentiment. This is a great tool if you don't want to use your nails or you don't have any nails, but you can see that there are whole details on the die, and I'm just poking into the holes so I can kind of release the paper itself, so you can see here. It does take a while to kind of get the paper and the die, from attached from each other, but once you kind of keep poking, finagling it with it, it will get released. Now, once I die cut this guy, I do about 2 more cuts of this. The reason for 2 more, I kind of, again, give it a little bit more dimension for the card rather than doing just one. Again, You can do one, but if you wanted to add a little bit more dimension, textured for your card, do maybe two more cuts. It's really just gives it a little bit more pop to the card. So here, showing you I did 2 more cuts and I glued these all together. Once I got those glue, I'll put that aside, and now it's the fun part. It's adding the element. Here I'm going to be using glitter, and I got these from It's Pretty Personal. They're from the Auntie Tay collection, and I add 2 glitters because I didn't have like a chunky black, so I wanted to use this fine glitter. Because the sentiment is white, I kind of wanted to pop up the white a little bit, so I'm using a lot of the black fine glitter. And then I'm going to add this chunky glitter right on it. Not too much, just a little bit, just to give it a little mixture of colors. Then I'm going to add the frame. I'm going to glue it, center it, and make sure that it's like perfectly secured on there. And to get it perfectly secured on there, I use my bone folder right here and kind of just really press really hard to get that frame on the cardstock. So once I know it's like really on there, I'm going to do a little test. This is the moment of truth when you're shaking the elements. You just kind of go right at it and you shake it away and make sure that none of the glitter is coming out of it, because who else wants glitter on their tabletop? I mean, I don't mind. But I now just glue the sentiment right onto the cardstock, or onto the new card, and that's it. It's such a great touch. This shaker card was just easy to do. Add a card base onto it to give it to the next person whose ever birthday is next. But that's it, guys. Very easy, very quick shaker card. This only took me about 5 minutes to do, but just something that's just really creative if you're looking for a happy birthday shaker card. Thanks for watching our channel. Hit the like button, comment below, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, let us know. Otherwise, see you in the next video.